Joining me now, Rex Nelson, senior editor with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Always good to see you, sir.
Always good to be here,
yeah,
Roby. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Let's start off first. I want to plug the upcoming Political Animals Club event that is coming to a week and 2 days.
Yeah,
I think from
exactly,
when we're talking here.
Exactly.
Bill Dillard, got a Dillard coming to talk about politics. What's the crux of this Political Animals?
We're going to talk about tariffs. Obviously, Dillard is one of the leading department store chain in America, is highly effective by any moves in tariffs. Of course, it's a public company, so of course it's also highly effective by the ups and downs of the markets that the on again, off again tariffs have caused. So it's going to be kind of a real world interview of what does this mean to a major American importer such as Dillard Department Stores. Skip Rutherford's going to be interviewing him, so it should be very interesting, and it's at the beautiful Arkansas Museum of Fine Arts.
Yeah. So if anybody wants information on that, they can email me at roby@talkbusiness.net, and I'll plug them into the Political Animals Club.
Absolutely.
So.
Thank you for doing that. Yep. We're glad to have the resurrection, if you will, of the Political Animals Club.
It's a good club, but always fun. I got my tickets already.
Good,
so.
good.
Let's talk about a couple things happening on the state level that I find interesting. I think you will too. Let's talk first about this last week. The Arkansas Oil and Gas Commission set the lithium royalty rates. This is something we've been waiting for and anticipating for a while. Yeah, tell me why it's huge.
It is absolutely huge because basically it is a green light to all of those companies down there that are very anxious to start pulling lithium out of the brine in southwest Arkansas. Now, the company that has taken the forefront is Standard Lithium. They're in a partnership now calling it Smackover Lithium. But believe me, there are others waiting in the wings, including the big daddy of energy, ExxonMobil. You have Lanex, you have Albemarle, which of course has long had operations there in southwest Arkansas. You have Tetra. I talked to Mike McNeil, who runs the online Magnolia Reporter, and has probably followed this issue better than anyone. And Mike told me his best guess right now that he foresees about a $8 to $10 billion investment with somewhere around 800 to 1,000 direct jobs. Yeah. That doesn't count all the indirect jobs. So in a very rural area that stretches basically on the Arkansas side from Magnolia over to Texarkana, that is a huge economic input.
Everybody I've talked to on that front too tells me too that this isn't going to be like the Fayetteville shale. It's not going to be boom or bust. It's going to be slow growth.
Not at all. And it's certainly not going to be like the oil boom of the 1920s where Smackover
I don't
went
go
from
back that far. Rex.
Well, I don't either, but I'm a historian, as you know, and Smackover goes from 200 to 25,000 virtually overnight. That's not going to happen. Yeah. The analogy I've used in print, I said it's like a huge freight train. It's kind of slow to get started, but once it's at full speed, it's something to behold. So we're not talking about 8 to 10 months, Roby. We're talking about 8 to 10 years as this gets built up and plays out. I need to make one other point about the royalties because you gave the Fayetteville Shale example. This is very different than the Fayetteville Shale. Fayetteville Shale was mostly small Arkansas landowners, a lot of cattle farmers up in that part of the state. This area is the Pine Belt. 75% of the land owned in the area where they're going to be pulling out the brine is out-of-state owners, so it's very different. So the setting the royalty rates aren't as big a deal as the fact that they are now set and the green light's on. The rate itself, we knew they would come to an agreement on that, and they did. It was a unanimous vote, which was great. I'm glad it was unanimous by the Oil and Gas Commission. So I think it's full speed ahead down there. But by full speed, again, we mean 8 to 10 years, not 8 to 10 months.
Another big economic development announcement in recent days has been a $10 billion potential Google investment in West Memphis, Arkansas.
West Memphis of all.
What's the draw of West Memphis?
Well, obviously you have Elon Musk that's doing some work just across the river in Memphis. You've got all of the power companies in that area and water. It's going to take power and water to fund all these things, or to power all of these things, working together to get that up and running. So there's going to be kind of a critical mass for AI in that part of the country right now, and Arkansas is going to be the beneficiary of that. Now, people always say that, well, it doesn't create that many jobs, but look at the tax benefits that we get from that kind of investment. I'm told it could mean $10 million a year at least for the West Memphis School District. So it's going to be huge from that standpoint. And they're already getting a Buc-ee's in West Memphis. So how can you top that combination?
There's another 10 million right there.
Almost.
So, yeah, for sure. And you also too, I mean, there usually is some sort of, discount of sorts for the school district. I mean, they give them some sort of tax break, but it's still nets quite a bit.
Yeah. And if we bring it back to Central Arkansas, we had an initial announcement of a $1 billion project there. I think that'll end up being far bigger over the years, and I think that will probably be another $10 billion plus project for Arkansas.
That's always good. All right, I've got about a minute left here. Let's talk about Tom and Stuart Walton, the Walton brothers, making an investment in a STEM university at the old Walmart campus in Bentonville there, which was a school, I think, at one point in time. So a full circle moment there. Tell me what you think that they're pursuing in that.
I think it's very exciting. Obviously, the Waltons have the resources to hire the best people in the country, and I think they will do so. And I think they want something that people across the country, not just in Arkansas, but across the country, that say, if we want to go into STEM, science, technology, if we want to go into that area, this is one of those places we want to be. They're looking at about 1,500 full-time students eventually, with another 500 students that are either part-time or taking continuing education. So it'll be small, but it will serve 2,000 students. And knowing that Tom and Stuart like to do things in a first-class way, I think it will be something that, again, helps put Arkansas on the map. I consider it a very exciting development for our state.
When Heartland Ford says we need more STEM graduates, Tom and Stuart Walton go, yeah, we agree.
Yeah, and that is part, as you know, Roby, of a bigger development. There's going to be residential there, there's going to be commercial there, so I think it's going to be quite a nice look to that part of Bentonville.
Rex Nelson will have plenty to write about in the coming
Too
months
much.
and years. It's good. Rex,
Lot
thanks for
going
being
on.
here.
Thanks,
All right,
Roby.
appreciate you. All right, we're back with more right after this.